Greetings, fellow humans. Welcome to No Tea, No Glasses, JD. It's been another hot minute. It's been an intense time at work, but still, we're here to waffle. So, I don't have my Eggo waffles, but I got a lot of waffling inside me, so let's just waffle. There's a couple of topics to talk about, and I was actually asked by the lovely Ola Quinn, good friend from Italy, booktuber extraordinaire who just celebrated her 1 year booktube anniversary. So, congrats, Ola. She asked me what's my DNF policy, and I think it's a good time as ever to talk about my DNF policy. There's a couple of topics that I'm going to be talking about, so if you don't like this, T-shirt detail, my bad. You're gonna see you're gonna see it a couple of times. So, DNFing. If you ask my friends, if you ask my spouse, if you ask my family, if you ask a lot of people, I am a stubborn guy in many respects and in many ways. One of the ways is in DNFing. I hate the concept of DNFing. I don't know, it's that completionist attitude about me. And when I find a book that is horrendous, I try to learn from it. But it's getting to a point where I just gotta stop reading stuff that sucks. I think I've gotten enough lessons lately. Um, it's very hard for me. And it even makes me a little bit tense to DNF a book because I know the effort that goes into making a book, and I'm not talking about indie books solely. That's a topic for discussion in another moment, and I'll get to it. But I know the effort that goes into making a book. I know the overabundance of books that there are. So I know that logically I should just drop a book if it sucks, or not so much that it sucks if I don't connect with it, or if it sucks. But I try to give it a couple of pages or a chapter or whatnot, but I always find it hard to DNF a book. Uh, Recently, or a couple of months back or a couple of weeks back, I'd have to check my Goodreads to see when I reviewed it. I finished a book that took me over a year to read. That's some stubborn ass shit. Um, wasn't a good book. Um, it had a lot of issues, and I gave my honest opinion. I'll talk about my honest opinion in another video, but for this one, it's DNF. I almost quit reading that book at least 12, 13 times. Just it had severe issues of translation because the original language is Spanish, and then it was translated to English, and it was done in not the best way. It could have been done better. I didn't give it a great review. The the author wasn't too keen on my observations, and I get it. I have 12 books out. I will have more out soon, but I have 12 books out, and I've gotten a 1 star review. My only issue with my 1 star review is that it doesn't sound like a 1 star review. If there's any redeeming quality to a book, then it's not a 1 star review or a 1 star book. It should be like a 2 star or 3 star, but no. The book in question I gave 1 star, and it took me 1 year, 9 months to read, and it's not even 150 pages. So you get the idea of how stubborn I can be. Right now, I'm I'm still researching certain books for my third novel, as I write in case there's something that percolates and comes to the surface through interesting things. Um, and I can say that although Sir Isaac Newton was a brilliant guy, he was a really shitty writer, or at least a very drab and boring one that drags. I'm reading one of his works, and it's just awful. I'm this close to DNFing it, but I think my conscience will be soothed or at least appeased if I get to my Goodreads goal, because then I'll go like, okay, since I finished the goal, this is bonus, this is gravy, I can drop it, and I'm this close to dropping it because it is bad. The thing is that I read Bushido's Soul of Japan, and I'm not sure if I give it 2 or 3 stars. And the thing is that that's a very boring essay for me. I didn't particularly find it a tantalizing read. But there were redeeming qualities, and I found some really interesting information. In Sir Isaac Newton's book, not so much, and the other book in question, not so much either. So, what's my DNF policy? Avoid it if I can, and I think I just become more selective when it comes to the books that I read. Some people might say, "Oh, there's a bunch of books that you haven't finished, or your Kindle is full of books." That's a topic for another video. Also, like I said, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. This is just one topic. So DNF gives me like neck cramps and stuff like that. But I might engage in some light DNFing, perchance. I don't know. I have an issue with DNFing. What about you? What are your thoughts on DNFing? What's your DNF policy? What's your ratings policy? What's your return policy? I don't know. It's just stuff that's in my head, and I thought it was an interesting question because I have no valid answer. I should DNF more often. I should be pickier with what I read because I know so many talented people that I should be reading their books, and I've started I don't know how many great books on my Kindle, but I can't keep going because my eyes are like, you're gonna keep reading on a screen? Nah, son, give me a book, give me paper. So that's the case, and yeah, I can't say I'm proud that I don't DNF that often. I'm actually kind of embarrassed by it because I think I should be more responsible with my time. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this? Use the sexy comment section down below and share your thoughts. Till next time, peace, love, and maki rolls.